Meghan Markle has unfairly got a reputation for being a bit of a diva, but royal insiders say she's only ever made one demand. Don't leave her alone with Prince Andrew.
Say Miss Meghan Markle is on the American program Suits.
Yes, Wednesdays, 8 p.m, USA Network.
The only difference between that show and this is people watch this one.
If you had lunch with Meghan Markle, you'd be stunned at how dumb she was. Not because she's black, because I wouldn't think she was black if I looked at her, because she's an actress who was on the show Suits.
Authentically, organically want to share. I go back to the authenticity, right? It's what I love and it's what I want to share. I wanted to do what felt authentic, but also to be authentic.
You're a cold-hearted woman.
Harry and Meghan are leaving the palace to become financially independent. And you see, this is what happens when you bring the first black woman into the royal family. Yeah. She looked at Harry and she was like, "Nigga, you need to get a job. You need a job. You a grown-ass man. You can't still be living in your mama's house, Harry."
For someone who swears they want privacy, Meghan Markle stays loud nonstop. Every appearance turns into another headline, another speech, another carefully staged moment. Cameras never seem to catch her the way she hopes, and critics keep saying the same thing. The story keeps changing. People notice when messy details disappear, when awkward moments get rewritten, and when subtle digs fly at anyone who doesn't hype her image. That polished public persona? Many aren't buying it anymore. One critic tore straight through that glossy reputation and labeled her the fakest feminist alive. And honestly, that line hit hard. A lot of people are tired of the speeches about authenticity and struggle when the narrative always circles back to my truth, my pain, my journey.
I've already settled it for myself, so flattery and criticism go down the same drain. Nothing negative about being a feminist. It's not the F word.
Meghan Markle is, of course, a lifelong feminist, which she's demonstrated by marrying a prince and giving up her job.
Friends have to read those things. Like, I have real best friends, the same ones since I was 17. You know, like, I'm a real mom. I have to go and I choose to go and do school pickup and drop off, but I do that under a landscape that is created that forgets that I'm a real person. My kids will see those magazines, and we all know moms gossip.
She is a malignant narcissist who cannot get enough of herself while she simultaneously plays the victim.
No, you're not a fucking victim. What are you talking about?
The frustration builds when accountability never shows up and stories start clashing with old receipts. Sympathy runs thin when the script keeps flipping, but responsibility never lands. And that was only the opening act. Jimmy Carr didn't lightly tease Harry and Meghan. He went all in and sliced their carefully managed image to shreds. The royal brand they tried to reinvent got picked apart piece by piece, with every contradiction dragged into the spotlight. No gentle taps, no soft jokes, just sharp punchlines that exposed the gap between image and reality. The discomfort was loud, and the truth stung like a warning siren. Prince Harry says he stepped away for freedom. Fewer rules, less pressure, no palace control. He talks about escaping strict systems and constant media noise. But critics crack jokes that his new freedom looks heavily produced, polished, and packaged for global streaming deals. Instead of royal protocols, they say he now follows production schedules, brand strategies, and media rollouts. The image of independence starts to look like a glossy rebrand with better lighting and tighter scripts. Some commentators joke he didn't escape control, he just swapped settings. Out went Buckingham Palace. In came a California mansion glowing with studio lights and curated backdrops. The royal title faded, but the storytelling didn't stop. Podcasts, documentaries, interviews, all revisiting the same royal past he claimed to leave behind. Observers point out the irony, running from the spotlight while constantly stepping right back into it. Eventually, public sympathy can turn into fatigue. Critics say Harry presents his struggles like they're unmatched, as if hardship singled him out alone. But audiences push back, saying tough times are universal and everyone carries something heavy.
Harry, the ginger, formerly known as Prince, became the first British royal to give evidence in court for 130 years. It's disgusting the way the press have tried to manipulate, gaslight and control Harry. I mean, who do they think they are? Meghan? Well, you never stood a fucking chance, did you?
Prince William or Prince Harry?
Prince William or Prince Harry? Well, the royal family, right, if you can imagine, they're like our Kardashians. Prince Harry is very much our Kanye. He occasionally dresses as a Nazi, and he fucked up.
The dramatic storytelling starts to feel less relatable and more repetitive to some viewers. When every chapter sounds like the deepest tragedy ever told, people begin to tune out. Kelly Osbourne shared her opinion, adding more noise to the debate. But the spotlight swung right back to the main spectacle because the comedy takedown wasn't finished yet. The momentum kept building, and the commentary only grew sharper as more voices jumped into the conversation. Then Meghan's privacy message takes center stage again. She speaks passionately about wanting space from public attention, yet headlines keep rolling with new shows, fresh podcast launches, and high-profile appearances. Critics compare it to saying you dislike attention while constantly posing for photos. To them, the contradiction feels bold, obvious, and impossible to ignore. Dark? Yes. Awkward? Absolutely. But critics say that's how over-the-top Meghan Markle's public drama can feel. Some comedians joke that the situation looks so exaggerated that even the wildest reality TV plots seem calm in comparison. The punchlines basically write themselves, slicing through the polished victim narrative and spotlighting what skeptics believe is really going on. To them, it doesn't look like quiet private life. It feels like a non-stop celebrity series that never takes a commercial break.
Meghan Markle was there, who's a huge celebrity.
Yeah, you guys love Suits.
Specifically, Prince Harry loves Suits.
Yeah.
He used it like Tinder.
Yeah. It's very interesting. Did you ever run into Meghan Markle or anything like that you ever heard of? Because you were in New York quite a lot. But then you were until 2013, and Meghan Markle, I think, entered the scene with Soho House in 2012.
Yeah, so I went to Soho House a lot in London. It was a scene like Harry was always there, partying. He partied a lot. I saw so many people in the Soho, and it was dark. It was a lot of escorts were there. A lot of models were there. It was definitely a scene. Ron was there.
It's all going great. Don't fuck it up.
Jimmy made that point loud and clear with sharp humor. The image of just a normal couple in California, living near celebrities while claiming distance from attention, struck many viewers as ironic. The simple life branding clashes with the constant spotlight, glossy productions, and carefully timed appearances. Critics say the message and the lifestyle just don't match up. Some commentators go even further, arguing Meghan didn't simply marry into royalty but disrupted the entire system around Prince Harry. They claim he became more distant from longtime friends and family as the relationship intensified. When Jimmy Carr compared Meghan to Wallis Simpson, he wasn't tossing out a random history reference for laughs. Wallis Simpson was the American divorcee linked to King Edward VIII stepping down from the throne in the 1930s, and that parallel raised eyebrows fast. Now, plenty of people believe in sacrificing status for love. No issue there. But critics argue that in this case, romance may have opened the door to something bigger. Once inside royal life, events seemed to unfold with almost perfect timing. The royal exit happened, and suddenly massive media contracts appeared back-to-back. Streaming platforms, exclusive interviews, publishing deals, everything lined up so smoothly that skeptics started side-eyeing the whole timeline.
Entertainment, Netflix has decided it will not renew its deal with Prince Harry and Meghan. It looks like the $100 million multi-year contract with the Duke and Duchess of Sussex is set to expire in September. And that's where Netflix will leave it with
Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's media empire is expanding into podcasting. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex have joined forces with Spotify to produce and host podcasts, their first series coming next year. The couple have already signed a deal to produce films and TV shows for Netflix after stepping down from royal duties.
Jimmy Carr isn't alone in raising those suspicions. Commentators across media have questioned whether the royal departure looked less like an escape and more like a strategic pivot. Some critics even argue Meghan has a pattern of fractured relationships, pointing to public tensions within her own family long before royal life entered the picture. Fair or not, that perception continues to fuel debate. To certain observers, the situation stopped looking like a search for peace and started resembling a calculated brand move. Instead of leaving the royal spotlight behind, they appeared to repackage the experience into documentaries, interviews, memoirs, and streaming features worth millions. The royal chapter didn't close. It got monetized. Jimmy also mocked what some see as lavish spending tied to royal privileges, joking about entitlement and a lack of visible guilt. His punchlines painted a picture of elites moving comfortably while everyday people struggle to pay bills. That contrast made the jokes hit harder with audiences already frustrated by inequality. He didn't stop there.
It's curious what they did with Harry and Meghan's wax figures, so I found a museum employee who's temporarily storing them. Oliver, you have generously offered to keep the wax figures of Harry and Meghan safe.
Yeah, that's correct. And if I may, I would just like to say that I'm definitely not using the wax figures for sex stuff. They are in a loving home, and I treat them better than the museum ever did. They didn't appreciate Meghan's soft hands or Harry's supple...
But look, it's vanity, pure and simple is what it is. Everyone's hung up about something. Good example, my girlfriend's incredibly self-conscious about her big, fat, ugly nose. No offense, love. No, I didn't know you'd be here. It's the lady on the front row looking paranoid. Like, have I got a massive nose and no one's ever told me? You did like my suit, yes. I should be nicer, but how would that be funny?
Jimmy suggested Harry has rarely steered his own path. According to that narrative, royal protocols and senior family members once guided every step. When that structure faded, critics claim Meghan became the dominant voice shaping decisions. The joke paints Harry as someone always needing direction, never fully independent. Some commentators say he moved from one system of control to another, always with someone steering the wheel. First palace officials, then senior royals, and now a tightly managed celebrity machine. In that view, he appears uncomfortable without a guiding hand or structured plan. The moment royal protection faded, a new power structure seemed to form instantly. Supporters argue the backlash isn't about hate, but frustration. Critics believe the couple turned personal struggles into profitable content streams. Interviews, memoirs, documentaries, and multi-million-dollar media deals keep the story alive while ordinary people face similar issues quietly. Family conflicts, mental health battles, and media pressure hit millions who don't have luxury security or global platforms. Skeptics say Harry sometimes presents his hardship as uniquely devastating, which can feel out of touch to regular audiences juggling everyday pressures. Meanwhile, Meghan's critics argue she rarely admits mistakes publicly. They say controversies get reframed, narratives shift, and responsibility stays just out of reach. To them, every setback becomes another dramatic episode ready for the next streaming release. Some critics say Jimmy Carr was just chasing easy punchlines before, but notice how the tone shifts when Prince William comes up. The sarcasm fades, the teasing slows down, and the energy sounds more upbeat and respectful. There's no eye-rolling humor, no dramatic mockery. Just steady praise. Commentators often describe William as dependable, level-headed, and serious about responsibility. In their eyes, he understands the role, respects tradition, and handles pressure without turning it into a public spectacle. That contrast alone makes people pay attention fast. Critics also joke that if Harry and Meghan truly wanted the quiet life they talked about, they could have stepped back without constant media projects. They asked for privacy, relocated across countries, launched documentaries, recorded podcasts, and then seemed surprised when audiences tuned in. Observers say that's not avoiding attention, that's scheduling it. To skeptics, the public narrative feels less like retreating from fame and more like carefully managing it while claiming the opposite. To wrap it all up, the debate around Harry and Meghan isn't slowing down anytime soon. Every interview, every appearance, and every new project keeps their names locked in the headlines. Supporters say they're simply telling their story and taking control of their narrative in a world that once controlled them. Critics fire back that the message gets confusing when seeking privacy comes with cameras, microphones, and global streaming deals attached. That clash between words and actions is what keeps people talking nonstop. At the center of it all is perception.
I mean this sincerely, Prince Harry and Meghan, we don't give a f***. America don't give a f*** about you. We don't care about the royal family.
They got a Netflix show.
We never cared about nothing that had to do with y'all. Keep your shows, keep your drama, keep all that nonsense. That's for you British people to fake care about. We do not give a f***. We don't care.
Watch the Harry and Meghan Netflix documentary. Now, I'll be honest with you, before I watched it, I was not a fan of theirs. But now I've actually heard their side of the story, I hate them. They started off and they're making interesting points about racism and misogyny. Then they start calling each other H and M, and I just thought, oh, do off. Harry starts describing this one date with Meghan as the night, let me quote you here, me and Em pulled the pin on a fun grenade. I actually started rooting for Prince Andrew. Harry says, how do you explain to someone who've just started dating that they have to curtsy to your own grandmother?
You explain that you bow to your grandmother and that you will need to curtsy, especially to an American. Like, that's weird.
And I'm thinking, maybe just tell her that your grandmother is the fucking queen.
Some people see a couple breaking free from rigid traditions and choosing independence on their own terms. Others see a carefully managed brand built on royal ties they claim to have left behind. One side views vulnerability and openness, while the other sees performance and strategy. The same events get interpreted in totally different ways depending on who's watching. That split is why every new clip, quote, or headline instantly turns into another online battle. Fame in the modern world doesn't play by old rules. Privacy used to mean disappearing from the spotlight, but now it can mean controlling the spotlight yourself. Celebrities can reject traditional media while building their own platforms at the same time. Documentaries, podcasts, memoirs, and exclusive interviews become tools to shape public opinion directly. To supporters, that's smart and empowering. To critics, it looks selective, sharing personal pain while keeping other details carefully hidden. That fine line between authenticity and image control keeps fueling the arguments. Prince Harry's journey especially keeps people divided. Some see someone who struggled under intense pressure since childhood and finally chose a different path for his mental well-being and family. Others see a privileged figure who criticizes an institution that gave him status, wealth, and global influence. Depending on perspective, his story feels either brave or ungrateful. That emotional contrast makes discussions about him deeply personal for many observers. Meghan's public image sparks just as much disagreement. Supporters admire her confidence, independence, and willingness to speak about difficult experiences. Critics question inconsistencies and feel her storytelling sometimes shifts depending on the moment. In today's media landscape, every past clip, interview, and statement stays online forever, making it easy for people to compare narratives side by side. That constant replay adds fuel to every controversy and keeps debates alive long after headlines fade. Meanwhile, the royal family remains a powerful symbol of tradition, duty, and continuity. Any tension connected to it naturally attracts massive attention worldwide. When personal decisions collide with centuries-old institutions, emotions run high on every side. People aren't just reacting to celebrity drama. They're reacting to what the monarchy represents culturally and historically. That's why the conversation feels bigger than just two individuals. In the end, public opinion isn't a single voice. It's a mix of admiration, skepticism, loyalty, and frustration, all happening at once. Harry and Meghan remain figures who spark strong reactions because their story touches fame, family, power, media, and modern identity all at the same time. Whether viewed as independent voices or controversial public figures, one thing is certain: the spotlight isn't leaving them anytime soon, and the world will keep watching every next move.